Hello everyone, I Kaneria Chirag, faculty of Diploma Computer in Dr. Subhash Technical Campus. Welcome all to lecture 3 of Unit 3 Android Activities and GUI Design. In this lecture, we will discuss about layout in Android and different types of layout available in Android and how to define layout in Android and layout weight and weight sum property of layout. Layout. Android have separate XML file for user interface. In Android, one UI XML file represents one screen for our application. Layout is a way to arrange the components. All the components must be in some layout so that they can arrange properly. Like in Java, we have flow layout, model layout. Similar to arrange the components in Android, we have several layout like frame layout, linear layout. All the layout have width and height property and some layout have specific property. Layout manager or simply layout are extension of the view group class and are used to position child view within your UI. Layout can be nested, letting you create an arbitrarily complex UI using a combination of layout. The Android SDK includes number of layout classes. You can use these, modify them, or create your own to construct the UI for your views, fragments, and activities. It's up to you to select the right combination of layout to make your UI good looking, easy to use, and efficient to display. Types of layout. There are mainly 4 types of layout used in Android: frame layout, linear layout, relative layout, and table layout, and also contain web view, list view, and grid view for layout. Now we will discuss these 4 in detail. First is frame layout. Frame layout is one of the simplest layout to organize view components in Android. It is usually used for displaying single view at a specific area on screen or overlapping its child view. To create a frame layout, we use frame layout element in XML. Android gem gravity property used to arrange components in frame layout. In simple manner, we can say frame layout is designed to block out an area on the screen to display a single item. The simplest of the layout manager, the frame layout pins each child within its frame. The default position is the top left corner. Through you can use the gravity attribute to alter its location, adding multiple children, stack each new child on top of the one before, with each new view potentially obscuring the previous ones. Now we'll see the example of frame layout. Frame layout's width and height is match parent, and frame layout contain one text view whose text is computer and its width and height is frame content, which is located centered using Android gem layout gravity property. So this is the simplest example of frame layout. Next layout is linear layout. Linear layout is widely used layout in Android programming. To create a linear layout, we use linear layout element in XML. Linear layout arrange components in horizontal or vertical direction using Android gem orientation property. A linear layout aligns each child view in either a vertical or horizontal line. A vertical layout is a column of view, whereas horizontal layout is a row of view. The linear layout supports a weight attribute for each child view that can control the relative size of each child view within the available space. Now we will see the example of linear layout. In this linear layouts, width and height is match parent and orientation is vertical, means component will be arranged in vertical manner. Text view. This linear layout contains 2 text view. One is computer and second text view contain text GTU. These components are arranged in vertical in this linear layout. This is the simple simple example of linear layout. Next layout is relative layout. We can arrange components related to each other using ID of the components in relative layout. To create a relative layout, we use relative layout element in XML. To arrange component in relative layout, we have to use some property like Android gem layout to right of, Android gem layout to left of, Android gem layout above and below. One of the most flexible of the native layouts, the relative layout lets you define the position of each child view relative to the other and to the screen boundary. We can see in figure there are many components are arranged relative to the others. Now we will see the example of relative layout. The relative layout contains two text view. First contain text computer and second is GTU. This relative layout's width and height is match parent. First text view is computer with text computer, and second text view contain text GTU and arrange the in screen compared to first text view. Use property Android gem layout below equal to @ +id / t1. So we can say that second text view arrange the in screen using the first text view's id. So this is the simple example of relative layout. Table layout. Table layout arrange the component in row and columns. To create table we use table layout, and to create row we use table row element in XML. Table row contain components that we want display on the screen. In figure we can see the components can be arranged in row and columns using table layout. Now we will see the example of table layout. In this example, table layout's width and height is match parent, and in this table layout there are two rows. First row contain text view whose text is computer, and second row contain one text view whose text is CTU, whose output shown in figure. So we can say that two text view are arranged using table layout in table format. So this is the simple example of table layout. Next topic is how to define layout. In Android we can define a layout in two ways. Those are declare a UI element in XML and initiate a layout element at runtime. The Android framework will allow us to use either or both of these methods to define our application's UI. Now we will discuss how to define this two-way method in detail. First method is declare UI element in XML. In Android we can create layout same like web page in HTML by using default view and view groups. In the XML file, the layout file must contain only one root element, which must be a view or view group checked. Once we define the root element, then we can add additional layout objects or widgets as child element to build the view hierarchy that define our layout. Following is the example of defining a layout in XML file activity_main.xml using linear layout to hold a text view, edit text and button. Load XML layout file from activity. Once we are done with the creation of layout with UI control, we need to load the XML layout resource from our activity on create callback method like as shown below. This code will be written in Java file. Generally during the launch of our activity, on create callback method will be called by the Android framework to get the required layout for an activity. If you observe a code, we are calling our layout using setContentView method in the form of r.layout file name. Here our XML file name is activity underscore main.xml. So we use the file name activity underscore main. Second is initiate the layout elements at runtime. If we want to initiate layout element at runtime, we need to create own custom view and view group objects programmatically with required layouts. Following is the example of creating layout using linear layout to hold text view, edit text and button in an activity using custom view and view group objects programmatically. By creating custom view and view group programmatically, we can define a layout based on our requirement in Android application. So now we will discuss Android layout attributes. The following are some of the common layout attributes used in Android application. First is Android ID. It is used to uniquely identify the view and view groups. Android gem layout width. It is used to define the width for a view and view group element in a layout. Android gem layout height. It is used to define the height for view and view group element in a layout. Android gem layout margin left. It is used to define the extra space in the left side for view and view group element in a layout. Android gem layout margin right. It is used to define the extra space in right side for view and view group element in layout. Android layout margin top. It is used to define the extra space on the top for view and view group element in layout. Android layout margin bottom. It is used to define the extra space in the bottom side for view and view group element in a layout. Android padding left. It is used to define the left side padding for view and view group element in a layout file. Android gem padding right. It is used to define the right side padding for view and view group element in a layout file. Android padding top. It is used to define padding for view and view group element in layout file on top side. Android padding bottom. It is used to define the bottom side padding for view and view group element in layout file. Android gem layout gravity. It is used to define how child view are positioned. So these are the attributes of layout. Next topic is layout weight. Layout weight used to divide the available layout space between its children layout. See the below code. In this linear layout whose orientation is vertical and width and height is match parent, which contain two linear layout whose width and height is match parent, and one contain background red and second contain background black, and we give layout weight 1 and second linear layout contain layout weight 1. By setting a layout weight for the two inner layout, we can tell the parent layout to divide the available space between its children. In above example, we have set the two layout weight value for the child layout to the same value, and they will be given an equal part of the available space. If the first one has a layout weight of 1 and the second has a layout weight of 2, then the total weight is 3 and 1/3 of the remaining space will be given to the first and 2/3 to the second layout. So this is the layout weight property in linear layout. Now we will discuss weight sum. Weight sum is the sum of all child attribute weight. This attribute is required if we define weight property of the child. It is way to arrange component in any layout. Weight sum is a property of Android layout like linear layout, relative layout. It divides the layout into parts. For example, if you want to divide the linear layout into two parts, then we use Android weight sum is equal to 2. In example, we have weight sum 4. Now if we want to arrange component in the part, then use the Android gem layout. Weight properties is the below code. In code, we can see the one linear layout whose width and height is match parent, and weight sum is equal to 4, which contain 2 buttons. First button text is submit, second button text is cancel. Submit button contain layout weight 3 and cancel button layout weight is 1. So we can say that in above code, first button take 75% part of layout and second button take 25% of layout. In figure we can see the output of these 2 buttons. So this is the weight sum property in linear layout. Thank you for watching this lecture. For more video, like our YouTube channel, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.